I've asked my friend and world kickboxing champion Darren Richardson to come in and show us the biomechanics of a knockout punch. So what you need first of all is a strong stance. A lot of people think the movement and the power comes straight from the shoulders, but it's actually a total body movement. So the movement starts from the ground up. You can see the power generating through the legs. It's going to go all the way up through here into the glutes, through the core, into the upper back muscles. It's just going to go down through the triceps and the shoulder, and it's going to end with a rotational movement through the fist. Let's go through that again. So you can see the generation of power starts a long time before the actual impact of the punch. Darren's now going to demonstrate the power in full force.
Okay, so following on from Scott's demonstration on how to generate power through the right cross, we're now going to demonstrate a way how we can demonstrate power through the lead side, where the biomechanics are significantly less, but are still there to be utilized and maximized in much the same way as we did with our power right cross. So what we have this time is in our stance, we're looking to again draw the power from the floor, and we're looking to go through the lower chain, which is the ankle, knee, and hip. So we have internal rotation, we're rotating through the hips and pelvis. That power is now traveling up through the back and the thoracic extensors, the abdominals and the core, through the shoulders, and this time into our 90-degree, nice and strong structure to deliver that left hook. So it's very much a rotational exercise, punching from the floor up, rotating through. It's a total body movement. Literally, the shoulders, tricep and fist only ever do the final 10%. All right, the power, as Scott correctly says, starts way, way in advance. So now we have a power hook traveling through the floor, up through the lower chain, back, glutes, hips, pelvis, resulting in an excellent power shot on the lead hand side. From here, what we're going to do now is demonstrate that lead hook in its full speed, full velocity, full acceleration, trying to generate as much body mass as we possibly can into that shot. One more. There we have it.
So what we have here now is an example of how to deadlift. And this is one of the most important exercises that we have, not just for creating punch power, but for any fitness objective, to be honest. What Scott will do now is sit into position. It's a tremendous exercise because we strengthen both the lower chain, which is the ankle, knee, and hip, and also the posterior chain, the muscles associated with the hamstrings, glutes, and the back. All key component muscles when we're speaking about creating punch power. So Scott sits deep in his stance, his spine is extended, and the weight distribution is in the heels. From here, he's going to brace his abdominals, brace his hamstrings and glutes, and very slowly come to standing. What's important now is we take the exact same biomechanics on our way down. This is called the negative phase, or the eccentric phase. So we're making sure we get maximum recruitment from the hamstrings, glutes, and the muscles associated with the back and posture correction. We're stimulating the lower chain, the ankles, knees, and hips, and also the posterior chain, the muscles that we just mentioned, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the back. All muscles that are heavily associated with creating devastating punch power.
Darren's now going to demonstrate a front squat. So you can see legs here, just wider than shoulder width. You're going to make sure the heel's flat on the ground because that's where you're going to generate all the power from. From here, you're going to rotate the shoulders, so you get external rotation through the shoulder here and thoracic extension. So it gives you great structural integrity to the athlete. Okay, so Darren's going to go down. It's going to take 2 seconds to go down, 2 seconds to come up. You can see him firing all his posterior chain muscles. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. You see all the power demonstrate from the heel. And this is a great exercise for developing strength. Okay, so you're going to set the cable at shoulder height. Take hold of it with both hands. You're going to step away so that if you've got tension, with your arms extended to your right or towards the cable. From here, both feet facing forward. You're going to have soft knees and a strong core. You're going to want your abs braced the whole way through the exercise. So from here, you're going to rotate all the way across and then take the cable back, keeping it under control the whole time. And just rotating through the torso with soft knees so you're not getting any pressure through the knees. All the work has been done through the torso. It's really important to make sure you lower it back softly so that the way back is as much of the exercise as the way forward, so you're under control the whole time. And those are standing cable rotations. Darren's now going to demonstrate a power clean. So again, we're going to start with the legs just wider than shoulder width. We've got the straight back through here. So we're basically going to speed up a deadlift for the first part of the movement. Then we're going to use that momentum to catch the bar at the shoulders with the shoulders externally rotated. And you're going to see Darren's going to momentarily leave the ground because of the force generated, which is why this is such a great exercise for explosive power. Because this is such a difficult exercise, you're going to want to take this exercise to loss of technique rather than failure, as you would do on some of the strength exercises. Darren's going to demonstrate cable rotations. So first of all, you take a side step away from the machine so that you've still got resistance with your arms straight. You're going to have a strong base, your legs nice and wide. You're going to take a quarter squat. You can see with the arms straight, as Darren starts to rotate now, it's going to rotate through the pelvis and the hips. You're going to tuck your abs in into the spine like this, create a vacuum. 2 seconds out, 2 seconds back in, keeping the resistance under control the whole way. And this is going to start to generate strength through your abdominals, and it mimics the punching movement we demonstrated in the actual biomechanics in the earlier videos. And those are cable rotations.
Okay, so earlier on in this series we mentioned that power is defined as strength at speed. So what we're doing this time is we're taking our strength-based exercise, our cable rotation, and we're going to apply that speed to make it an explosive movement. A movement pattern that closely associated with the cross and the hook in the mechanics from earlier videos. So what Scott's going to demonstrate now is an explosive cable rotation. Again, the same rules apply. We're in a quarter squat, the posture's tall, we have a vacuum type action where we draw the belly button into the spine and we're braced in a nice positive position. From there, Scott's going to rotate from 0 to 60 in 0 seconds, as quickly as he can, and then slowly back on the eccentric phase, which we'll repeat for a number of repetitions. Okay, Scott. So we rotate with aggression. We rotate the hips and pelvis, the lower chain. We're squeezing the glutes and the core and the abdominals. And this is going to be a tremendous movement to help with the biomechanics on our crosses, hooks, uppercuts, all the boxing
punches that we need to apply power on. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're taking the strength exercise, which was the front squat, and we're going to speed that up and turn it into a plyometric exercise to help stimulate our type 2 muscle fibers. This helps us create explosive speed and power. What Scott will demonstrate now is an example of a jump squat. He sits deep into the stance, accelerating from the ground into the ceiling. His heels and his entire body leaves the ground for a period of time, and we have a nice cushioned, soft landing back into your squat. Remember, we want to be performing these exercises safely and effectively.